The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, UNU Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
No! I'm going down to Alphabet Street. I'm gonna crown this girl that I meet. I'm gonna talk so. Channel switched.
Hello, everybody. It is February 26th. Time for the F word. And I've got an amazing representative of the F word tonight. Former heavyweight boxing champion of the world. Is that how you say it? Former heavyweight boxing champion of the world. This is James Bone Crusher Smith. It's been a while. I'm so excited to have you on the show tonight.
Yeah, good evening. How you doing?
You know what I'm doing?
Jenny.
I'm doing really well, and I'm so glad to have you on. I've got a lot of fun things to talk about. You always have some great opportunities for people, and you make a difference in so many people's lives. But first of all, what I want to do, because you know what? There's so many. Here's an F word for you, because I always like to bring up and point out F words, because this is the F word. And sometimes there's a certain F word that accidentally slips out, like when you smack your thumb with a hammer or whatever. So that happens sometimes on the show. But this F word that I want you to talk about is it's about your family.
Was that a question?
I just want you to talk about your family first. Like, where did you grow up? The F word, sorry about that. But, I like to bring up different F words. But family is one that comes to mind because it's kind of the story of how you became who you are. Right?
Yeah, I grew up in a small town, Magnolia, North Carolina. And I had five siblings. And I was number 6, and 2 brothers and 3 sisters.
Okay.
Growing up.
And you were the youngest?
I was the third from the top.
Okay. And did you get into a lot of fights with those siblings?
No. When you have aspirations of being the heavyweight champ of the world, you don't have a problem with your siblings.
Great.
And nobody else.
How old were you when you decided you wanted to be a boxer?
I was an old man. I was 28 when I had my first pro fight.
28. What's the average?
18.
Wow. So
but you want to know how I became heavyweight champion of the world?
I do. I really want to hear how you became heavyweight champion of the world, and everybody else does.
Well, when I was about 6 years old, I was a little crybaby. You imagine Bone Crusher ever being little or a crybaby?
No, I was a crybaby too.
I had convinced myself I was not going to school, but nobody told my mom and daddy, so they had me dropped off my first grade teacher's class, crying, kicking and screaming, telling my teacher, I don't like you. I don't want to be here. I want to go home to my mom and daddy. So I started running. And if I'd have known then what I know today that I would have to have 2 knee replacements, I'd have walked some of those places I was running. Once my teacher caught me, she started whooping me with a fan belt. You know what a fan belt is?
A fan belt?
Yeah, it makes a car run. It made me run too.
What? They couldn't get away with that today.
I got mad with my teacher. And it'd be many years later, I'd write a book called Mad, Make a Decision.
Make a decision.
And I would tell about what happened in my younger days. She should have known about me to my mama, and the rule was if I got a whooping at school, I was going to get at least one more when I got home.
Oh, Lord.
Odell, which is my real middle name, go get me a switch. And Captain Jim, I was smart, and all the fans out there, I was smart even back then. I got the smallest switch I could find. Mama broke that switch. She looked at me, she said, I said, go get me a switch. So I had to go in the woods and get a bigger switch. And I turned around over there, and she was hitting me with that switch. She was pronouncing words. Didn't I know you if you got a whooping at school? I was going to whoop you too. I got mad with my mama.
What?
Daddy came home. Daddy whooped with his belt. I got mad with Daddy. So at age 6, fans
Mad.
and folks, listening to the world, I made 2 decisions at age 6. 1, I was going to school. And 2, if I ever got grown, I was going to whoop some people. I whooped a lot of people in my time, but the maddest I've ever been was December 1986. I was suing the great promoter Don King. All of you have heard of Don King.
I
And he
think
calls
pretty
me
much
up. He
everybody.
wanted to settle a lawsuit. Well, Christian, this is Donald King. And I pretend I didn't hear him. I said, who? He said, this is Don King. I said, hey, Don, how you doing, brother? He said, Bo, I want to settle this lawsuit with you. I'm going to give you that world title fight, and I'm going to give you some money, too. I said, well, Don, that's awesome. I said, Don, who is the fight with? When is it, and where is it going to be? He said, well, I got some bad news, Bo. I said, what's that, Don? He said, the fight is going to be against the guy that beat you last year, Tim Witherspoon. I said, uh-oh. I said, and my mind went back decades, and I remember those whippings I got from my teacher, my mama, my daddy, and she Witherspoon. Witherspoon beat me all over across the ring from pillar to post.
Uh-oh.
I said, Don, when is this fight? And where is it going to be? He said, Bo, the fight is going to be on HBO. You got a chance to redeem yourself on HBO. Show the world who you are on HBO. I said, Don, when is this fight? And where is it going to be?
When is it?
He said,
Uh-oh.
Bo, the fight is going to be at Madison Square Garden, New York. That's going to be next week. I said, next week? Against the guy that beat me a year ago. He said, yeah, take it or leave it. I said, Don, can you give me a minute to think about it? Yeah. I said, well, Don, I know the odds is not in my favor, but I'm thinking about taking this fight. I said, I was old when I was started boxing. I said, the average boxer starts when he's 18. I started when I was 28. I said, I have a dream, Don. I said, I'm not Martin Luther King, but I have a dream that after I knock Witherspoon out, I'm going to write a book called Mad, because I'm mad with you at Witherspoon. I'll be on a radio show many years from now talking to a good-looking woman that I've never met before and her friend Jimmy, and talking to the world on radio.
That's right.
And
we're in 66 countries.
Here it is. Here we are.
So when we
I
talk
knocked
world
Witherspoon
champ,
I knocked him out in the first round
you got to be kidding
to
me.
become heavyweight champion of the world. Because I had gone to college at Shaw University in Raleigh, North Carolina, I became the first college grad to become heavyweight champion of the world.
The first.
And
So,
now I just tell the story. I do radio interviews, TV interviews, all kinds of interviews. People want to talk to me, and they want to hear that story.
Well,
Yeah.
well, let's go back then. So you started at 28. What did you do before 28 then?
I work with the prison
What did you do at the prison?
system. I was in the Army. I had some amateur boxing in the Army.
Well, first of all, you know what? I wouldn't be doing my country any service. So first of all, I didn't thank you for your service, because it takes a special person to, put on those boots. And my youngest son is one of them. So thank you.
Yeah.
And so you boxed in the Army.
Yeah.
How long were you in the Army? How many years?
3 years.
3 years. Did you whoop some people then?
I whoop people everywhere I go. I used to.
You don't do that anymore?
I'm old now. I'm 66. I'll be 66 my next birthday. All I do now is I tell people how good coffee is, especially if you can make money drinking.
Well, it's the best part of waking up, right?
Absolutely.
You know what, though? Seriously, champ, I'm drinking coffee right now. So
Wow.
we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. But so you were in the prison system, and now you had kids along the way, right? Because remember I said family. So you got family. You got a beautiful family. How many kids do you
Yeah.
have? That's what I always say. That's my answer.
That I don't know about. And I got a fiance. Her name is Doreen.
Uh-huh.
And she listening to talk on this radio show.
Congratulations, a fiance. There's another F word. That's great. When are you getting married? When are you getting married?
Yeah. Huh?
I said, when's the big day? When are you getting married? Congratulations, Sabine.
I don't know. You know, well, we checking each other out. We will check each other out real closely.
Well, you know, once you know, right? No reason.
Yeah.
You know what? Life is short.
We got to drink a lot of coffee. You know, this coffee makes you feel good. And what? I'm a diabetic, so I gained some weight, and but it has regulated my blood sugar. This coffee.
Has it? Okay, so you know what? Let's get to this. Now, did you have your other friend that you wanted to have on here as well?
No, I got everything I need.
Okay.
I got Jesus Christ. I pray every time before I get there to do something, and he just takes me through it. I prayed the night I became heavyweight champ of the world. I did. This was my prayer when I fought Witherspoon for the title. I said, God, I want you to go with me and bless me and Witherspoon, and I want him to fight just good enough to lose tonight.
And he listened, and he blessed you with that.
He blessed me with that. Come on.
And, okay, now before we get that's a good part of the F word that I talk about a lot too, is faith, and having faith and being able to trust in.
If you got Jesus Christ, you got everything you need.
That's right.
So he gonna point you in the right direction. He gonna point your mind in the right direction, and your heart.
And so I'm going to ask you a question, because you wrote your book, Mad, right?
Yeah.
The decision. It doesn't really mean, because at my church, one of the things that they've been talking about, River Valley Church, for the last month, they've been talking about, here's a really good F word, forgiveness. And so did you forgive everybody you got mad at?
No.
No.
I didn't get mad at Mike Tyson for putting my butt. I didn't forgive him.
You didn't?
No. I'm the first guy to take him 12 rounds, though. I could have knocked him out.
What?
Way 32 years ago. Can you believe that's been 32 years?
Really?
32 years ago.
You know what? Time flies. Especially faster when you're drinking coffee. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want you to tell me about this coffee, because I think a lot of people are going to want to. I mean, Jimmy answered the question. So start out with the question that you asked Jimmy at the beginning of the show, before the show, actually.
I got 3 questions I ask everybody. These 3 questions is as follows. Do you know anybody that drink coffee? And most people say, yes, me. I said, do you know anybody that needs to lose a few pounds? Most people said, yes, me. Do you know anybody that would like to make extra money? Most people say, yes, me. And at that time, I said, you just made an A on the test. You qualified. It's a prospecting question. I prospect everybody I see.
Yes. You get
and then
what's
I send it
behind
to my website, JamesBoneCrusherSmith.com.
Did everybody hear that? It's JamesBoneCrusherSmith.com. So you're going to go there, and you're going to go to this website.
You're going to click on the lady that's holding the coffee cup. And that's and a short presentation video is coming up. It's going to tell you about Valentus, the company we represent.
It's called Valentus, Valentus.
Valentus, Valentus.
Okay.
And then it's a debt-free company, about 5 years old. And then you'll click on take the free tour. Now, don't take it on my site. Get back to Kathy, because you're going to sign up with her. But see, if you don't want to take the free tour on my site, we got to have Kathy get her website.
That's
So
right,
you gotta
because
have
I
to find
signed
her
up.
website.
I signed.
So don't sign up. Just call Kathy. Kathy give you the phone number.
Yeah, you know what? They can call the station, or they can go to halloffamefinancial.com, or they can reach me. Yeah, you'd be amazed at how many phone calls I get anyway. I just screen calls already.
You don't want to put
You
your
give me.
phone number
Are you trying to
But
find?
you call me.
Are you
Call
trying?
me at
Are you trying to find me a boyfriend?
910-658-3408.
What is it?
910-658-3408. I'll answer my phone. I'm
Okay.
a celebrity that will answer my cell phone.
Yes.
Call me or text me. I answer it.
That's
I want to talk
he
to
does.
people. See, once you have a love in your heart, you don't want to talk to the people. You know, if you got something that's going to bless the people, you want to hear from them.
That's right. That's
Right?
right. Yeah.
We got to stop playing with this thing.
Yes. I'm a single woman. I'm not a heavyweight champion of the world. If I give my number out to everybody, I'm going to need a heavyweight champion of the world to fight them all off. I'll get myself in trouble. I found out from somebody. So you know what? I went on this dating website recently, and
Wow.
and this guy, I went on there, and first thing he did was he messaged me, and he said, "I've been trying to get to know you through Facebook." And I went, "What?" And so I looked it up, and he had sent me a message and asked if we could get together. And I said, regarding, in what regards? He said, "Oh, business, referring, business back and forth." Oh, okay. He's a banker.
He was interested in monkey business.
Right? But no, get this. Get this.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, speaking of my phone number, all of a sudden I get a text. "Hi, Kathy." And I don't know the number. And I go, "Who is
Yeah.
this?" And he sends the picture of himself. And I'm like, "Ew, what? How did he get my number?" And then he even said he was able to pull up my address. So that's why I'm like, wait, what? No, I can't. So I got to figure out how people, because if they get your number, they know your address, they know everything else.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Well,
I need a heavyweight champion. I do know some other boxers up here in Minnesota, but they're not the heavyweight champion.
well, I know some of the former Minnesota Vikings, Jim Marshall, Carl Eller, and the judge up there. What's his name?
Oh my God, why is his name Alan? Yes. Oh, good grief.
Yeah.
It just
One
left
of them's a judge.
Yes, I'm looking at his face right now in my mind, and I know.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I used to play golf events with Jim Marshall and Carl Eller.
well, Carl's sick right now. I just saw a bunch of them. On Saturday, it was the NFL, the Minnesota chapter of the NFL alumni, and they do a fundraiser every year that I go to, and it's Carl was not there. That's the first time I hadn't seen Carl there, but he's dealing with some health issues. Jim wasn't there. I mean, it's starting to happen, but you know what? Maybe tell me about this coffee. What does it do? Because you know what? I mean, we need to share this because it's making you feel better with your diabetes. It's going to help me with my Lyme disease, right?
I would say go to my website, and on my website, it explains everything. And see, that's a duplicatable system. It's not me how good I can talk, but it's a system that will help you learn about this company. And I take just a few minutes. I mean, people say, "Well, I don't do that." This is a system, the process that will help you if you decide to make some money drinking coffee.
You can just be sitting here having your morning cup of coffee, looking out at 3 feet of snow, and be making money at the same time, right?
Yeah, well, I've done harder work than that.
That's the way I'm envisioning it.
Mike Tyson a little bit harder than that.
Yeah, you did.
But I did that too.
But so, I mean, when I ask people those same three questions, I mean, when you said that it helped your diabetes, is it because of the weight loss that's going along with this coffee?
It's the ingredients, and I don't even know what the ingredients is. I mean, I don't even worry about things like that. What's in it? And you don't. And when you drink Maxwell House, you don't ask what's in it. You just drink it.
You drink it. That's right. It's good to the last drop. Isn't that Maxwell House's line?
Starbucks. You don't ask what's in Starbucks coffee.
Oh, I just tell
You
them.
just drink
I just
it.
tell them I triple venti non-fat latte. That's what I tell Starbucks.
Yeah. You don't ask what's in it. You just drink it. Okay.
You know what?
And you don't even get paid. The people that founded the company get paid. This company give everybody a chance to get paid. Drink it, lose weight, get paid. I like that.
I like that too. Getting paid to lose weight. Yes.
To drink coffee, get paid to lose weight, drink coffee, lose weight.
So, I have a feeling that this could, you know, and I'm. You got me a little bit more excited now because when I heard about, I mean,
the way I explained it, now all of a sudden you go put a little time.
I was well, you know, you caught me at a busy time putting an event together, getting ready, you know, so that one's done. But Champ, seriously, I mean, you know, I have Lyme disease, and
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? I suffer. I mean, I'm in pain. I have a hard time getting up and down my stairs these days. And,
Wow.
And it caused me to gain weight. And I mean, I used to do bikini competitions. I used to, you know, work out 6 days a week. And then when I got struck with Lyme disease 3 years ago, it's been difficult. But
I bet this coffee will help you. I bet this coffee will help you. It's got me feeling good. I mean, it's got me feeling good. I done lost about 15 pounds, and I made. I'm coming up on a month now, 30 days. It looks like I'm gonna do about. I made $200 my first week, $600 my second week, so that's $800. I'm gonna go over $1,000 my first 30 days.
Wow!
And I can see myself. I set a goal to make diamond by November, and we're gonna have a state rep convention, and we want you to come to Myrtle Beach in November, and we're gonna have Valencia's Coffee all over it. We're gonna recognize it's gonna kick off the Boxing Legends Hall of Fame. And Kathy, we want to thank you for being the state rep for Minnesota.
Well, thank you, and I'm excited because we need to get you up here, do some book signings. I was talking to a boxer friend of mine, Cruz Stewart, but I know that we've got a big fight coming up here with Caleb Truax at the Armory pretty soon. So he just started.
Let me know.
7 weeks of
maybe I
training.
can come up at that time if it's not too cold.
It's never cold here, is it?
Yeah.
Right. Minnesota. When's the last time you came to Minnesota?
It's been a few years, but I did a big book signing at one of the casinos there.
Okay. We'll have to
Probably been 5 or 6 years.
Okay. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people. Were there a lot of people there?
Yeah.
That's fabulous. No, so that's something we can do. So one of the things when somebody goes to your website, they learn about the Boxing Legends Hall of Fame, correct?
Now they have to go Champion for Kids. We don't have a whole lot on the website about the Hall of Fame, but my nonprofit is championforkids.org.
Okay, so that's
they can go to that website and find out about me.
championforkids.org, and that's I'm the state representative for that because
For the Boxing Legend Hall of Fame.
Yes, the Boxing Legend Hall of Fame. Tell everybody what you're doing with that, who's in it so far, what's going on. I know you and I started talking about it, 2 years ago? Because it was after I had my surgery.
Yeah, well, we kicked off in 2016. I was part of the first class. Ray Mercer and Kevin Seabrooks, Carlette Ewell, Billy Backus, Bruce Foster, Bill Clancy. And we we were part of that first group. 2017, I wanted to recognize my trainers. Emo Griffith, 6-time world champion, was his biggest name, and then David Henry, Baron Walker, Sam Hickman, and then last year, 2018, we recognized Michael Spinks and Ernie Shavers. They're the face. Me, Michael Spinks, and Ernie Shavers is the face of the Boxing Legends Hall of Fame. You see our pictures of a lot of stuff. And then this year, we're going to recognize Joe Frazier's daughter, Jacqueline Frazier. She's a Supreme Court judge. Christy Martin, Nicola Thomas, and Mike Weaver will be recognized in November.
Wow. Okay. So, when we're talking, so you're looking to do like traveling. The last time we talked about it, you were looking to, have it be a mobile.
RV.
RV.
Well, Boxing Legends Mobile Museum. That's what we're working towards. We got some people that's trying to help us do that. And but I have a truck. Right now I have a.
User disconnected from your channel. User joined your channel.
There we go. We're back. Just all of a sudden, it booted me off for a second. So, with your champion for kids, let everybody know what you've been doing for the kids, what you've done so far.
Well, normally I go to middle schools, and I encourage kids to make good decisions. And I kind of tie my life into it. My book, we all get mad from time to time, but most people make bad decisions when they get mad. But
Right.
you don't think, you just act and react.
Mm-hmm.
And but I got mad the 2 times. I tell them about the 2 times I really got mad, like I told on the show tonight. And I made a good decision, and I've been enjoying life ever since.
Right.
It became a legend, a boxing legend, of what I did. And still living the life. I live the life now.
That's so wonderful. I mean,
Yeah.
here's what I want to know. What is a day in the life of James Bone Crusher Smith? What does a day look like for you? When you get up, what do you do? Drink your coffee.
Well, I drink some coffee,
Uh-huh.
and I eat a boiled egg, and I lose weight. I look at my fiance, and I say, wow, I'm a lucky man.
Love it.
She over here laughing.
Yeah.
I'm telling the world, I look at my fiance, and I say, wow, you're a lucky man. You think that's funny, Ken?
I love it.
We're laughing. Her name is Doreen.
That's so. You are a lucky man. You are.
Yeah.
And she's
Yeah.
a lucky woman. So
Yeah.
that's good. So okay, once you get all that out of the way, I mean, what do you go do? What do you do for
Well, I'm normally right now. I'm promoting a couple of events. I'm promoting a golf tournament. I'm getting ready to celebrate my birthday. My 66th birthday. So with that's going to be April the 20th, and we're going to have a golf tournament there, and then we're going to have a birthday party that night.
Okay.
And I talk to people about playing golf in the tournament, helping sponsor the holes, golf teams, or different things like that. I'm constantly going, and at the same time we're going to have coffee there, as we're going to have a cook a pig, And it's a lot of little details we have to work out. But the main thing is a great opportunity to share with people about Valetta's weight loss coffee.
Okay. You know what? Seriously, I mean, those 3 questions. Do you know anybody that drinks coffee? Do you know anybody that needs to lose weight? Do you know anybody that wants to make more money? Oh my gosh.
You saw that work tonight, didn't you, Kat?
I saw it work tonight. That's right. That's crazy. And people are like, well, what? So how do we do this? So yeah, I'll
and
figure.
It's kind of funny because then I say, you just made an A on the test. Well, most people remember when they made an A on the test. Some people flunked the test.
Yeah. And then
if they'd have said, no, I don't know anybody, they would have flunked the test. I would have said, you flunked the test.
it's like, really? So you know
you
nobody.
Gotta make it fun. You gotta make it fun.
Nobody wants to make extra money. Nobody wants to lose weight?
Yeah.
Yeah, and who doesn't? I mean, with all the baristas and everybody out there, you know, if they had something that, I mean, they could say, we have one that's going to help you with your weight. How many people do you think are going to go up to the drive-thru and order that? A lot. I mean, it'd be like, my gosh.
It's just a matter of letting them know what you have, you know, and how good it is. Did you get your product?
I didn't get it yet, but I didn't check my mail yet today, so I need to run. I was running late getting home tonight, and I got to pack.
I bet it normally takes 3 or 4 days that you have it, you know.
I hope I do have it, because then I can take it with me. I'm going to Arizona in the morning. In fact, I'm going to be leaving my house at 4 in the morning, and so I'm going to need a lot of coffee. But I'm hoping I have it, then I can bring it with me, because it's like an instant coffee, right? So I can just heat up the water.
Yeah. Just add water.
And
I add a little cream to mine and a little sugar to it too, you know.
See, and I like mine black, so I'm good.
Yeah.
To be like just a nice strong cup of coffee, and then take that with me. And so here's a question I had, and I didn't even think about this until just now when you mentioned like Starbucks. But you know what? Every Saturday I go and I get a Caribou coffee. I get an almond milk latte with an extra shot of espresso. Okay, so it's not because I'm not doing dairy right now because of the Lyme disease.
Yeah.
But it costs me $6.36 for that large coffee.
Wow.
So when people think about what it costs for them to go get a cup of coffee, and most people do that every day. Every day.
Yeah.
So
how
much is a cup of coffee?
The guy that started Starbucks, he's running for president. He's a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Another billionaire running for president. Yeah. He started Starbucks coffee. I've been watching on CNN.
That's right. So I wonder how much a cup of coffee is through Valentas. You know, if you divvy it all up, how much comes?
Well, you know, it's highly concentrated, so you don't need a whole lot. I mean, they got a little scoop that's in the container, and that container lasts. The one that you ordered is going to last 30 days.
So I'll bet you anything it ends up coming out to like $2 or $3 a cup.
Yeah. Well. See, the beauty of it is, if you share this with people, and they join your team, all of a sudden you're gonna make money. So you know, this is kind of like you can start your own little business for less than $100.
All right. So I think I have an idea. So we get you up here for a book signing, but we make it about this too. Obviously, I think that's actually your goal too. Is everything
have a coffee party for you?
I love it. Kind of like a tea party when I was a little girl.
Yeah, Boston Tea Party.
That's right. Well, you know, Jimmy's going to have the Boston Tea Party since he's in Boston.
Jim is from Boston. We have a Boston Tea Party.
We'll have a Boston tea and coffee party. With Jimmy and and some other libations probably. Well, that's what I was wondering too. Is like, you know, I like to add little Baileys to my coffee sometimes. So
Yeah.
it'll be like it'll cancel out the alcohol. Have it in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
How much more time we got?
We got about 20 minutes.
Well, I'm going to see if I can get my sponsor
You
online. I
should
told him I was
get
gonna
him
call.
on the line because I would love to hear some of
Hold
the
on,
ingredients.
hold on.
For sure. So James is while he's getting his sponsor on the line. I mean, he literally love this guy. Now, like I said, I've known him for a couple years now, but has done some amazing things, helping people make additional money, different networking groups, and he just rises to the top right away with everything that he touches. But he told me about this coffee, and I just went, oh, no, I don't have time for happy. Trust me. Go on here and look at it. And I told him, I said, here's what I'll do. I'm going to sign up, and then you're going to teach
Hey,
me.
Kathy,
Yes.
I want you to meet my sponsor, a longtime friend. He's retired military. He fly helicopters. And been a friend of the family for many years. And this is Mr. Woody Wharton. He's really a Mr. Woody Wharton when he was not Mr. Yeah, call him Mr.
Sir,
right.
Woody Wharton, very, very, very
Yes,
nice to meet you. Thank you so much for your service. I'm honored.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much. So, I'm excited to hear about you. James, how do you know him? Tell me.
Well, we were networking, and we met many years ago, and we just became friends, and we stayed in contact over the years. And I used to train at Fort Bragg, so he was right there in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So we became friends, and over the years, it's amazing. I still have friends that I've been knowing for years and years and years and years.
You know what? I know where the Flamin' Mug is at Fayetteville, at Fort Bragg. You ever hear the Flamin' Mug?
Yeah.
You have? I've been there. That's scary.
Ask Woody about the coffee. Ask him some questions about the coffee. Hey, Woody, why don't you just take a moment and share your story about the message? Okay. Kathy, I was introduced to Valentis about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And it was an upstart. It was a new company. It just been about a little over a year old. And they had something going really good. They had a coffee that people were drinking, and they were losing weight. Actually, when I started drinking coffee, lost weight, and they had a couple other products that work also. They not just the coffee, but they have one called Trim, which is just a packet that you put in water and drink.
Uh-huh.
And they had a few more things. So, I was taking it and going well. And I don't know what happened, but, sometimes like somebody else shows you something, and it's kind of like I saw another shiny object, and I went off and started doing something else. And I still was a member. I still bought the coffee every once in a while, but a gentleman gave me it by the name of Don Clarkson. He gave me a call the other day, or about 2 months ago. I'm sorry, man. 2 months ago, he said, you really got to come back. The company is exploding. They had just bought another company to put up underneath them. Said last year they did about $90 million in sales. They expected to do about $300 million this year. And he told me, he said, you really need to come back and take a look and see what we got going on, because we've changed a lot of things, we've updated a lot of things, and that's what I did. I did my due diligence, took a look at everything he was sending at me, took a look on the internet. We always use Google to look up everything, good or bad.
We sure do, right?
And I looked at everything, and I said, wow, this company has really grown, and it looks to me like it's getting ready to become something spectacular. So I jumped back in and order some of the coffee, got some more of the coffee and some of the other products so I could have them on hand. And it was just funny that weekend, like 2 weekends later, I was going to Myrtle Beach, and I told Bo Crush I was going to be in Myrtle Beach, and he said, hey, let's have breakfast. And, it's been a while since we got together, and we went to breakfast with my family and talked with him, and, I said, hey, you drink coffee? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, I got coffee that you need to try to help you lose weight. And the rest is history.
I love
we're
it.
back working together and having a good time.
So, why does it make you lose weight? That's what I'm curious about. Tell me.
Okay, well,
Everybody's
the
going to want to
coffee
know.
is-
It's like, okay, I want to know what's the magic bean.
Well, the coffee is not a thermogenic. That's what a lot of people think, and they think that it's going to have a whole lot of caffeine in it, which is going to get your heart pumping for a lot of people because they're caffeine sensitive. The thing is about this coffee, it has about 100 milligrams of caffeine in it, which is like half of what a regular cup of coffee has. And, a cup of coffee at whether it's Starbucks or whatever, it has like 400 milligrams of caffeine. So what they've done is their chemists, their people have put together a product that works off of, it's called a nootropic, where they have an ingredient called VASO6, which is patented. And that ingredient in the coffee basically sends a signal to your brain to stop your cravings. So you're not going to get heart palpitations. You're not going to be sweaty. Sometimes when you take some products and stuff so they're sweaty. But what it does is it's just nice and quiet, but it helps you stop the cravings. And, once you stop the cravings for the bad stuff, you're going to start losing weight.
So you're not going to be sitting there having a coffee donut, for example. You're just not going to crave that, right? I mean, people,
Right. No, we don't want to have coffee and donuts.
We're going to put those donut shops out of business. Bring that over to Krispy Kreme. Nobody's going to order the donuts. Just drink the coffee. That's funny.
Yeah. I don't know how much weight. It might taste good, but I don't know if you're going to lose any weight doing that. But, they have more than just the coffee.
Well, what else do they have?
They have an awesome product, and I would suggest that you take a look at this on Google. It's called Prevail, and it's a spray, and it's used for your blood. You spray like 4 sprays underneath your tongue, hold it for 15 or 20 seconds, and then you swallow it. But it's called Prevail Max. So what they've done is they actually have done studies, and they'll do it right in front of you, where they'll take a drop of your blood and put it under a microscope, and they'll show you how your blood is flowing, how the cells look and everything. You spray this in your mouth, wait about 10 minutes, they'll take your blood again, and they'll show you how your blood is freeing up and is moving faster. It's really crazy. It's science, though, but it works. So, they do this all the time and show people how this product works. That's another one of the big sellers. And they have a Prevail also for dogs, for canines.
Really?
It's only for dogs.
So,
Yeah.
well, Woody, let me tell you something, because that's intriguing to me. Because and I was telling James earlier that I have Lyme disease, and my dog also does. That might be something that the two of us need to try, because I notice, because it really affects your joints and your cognitive, all of that. But I
there's a lot of testimonies on it, and like I said, just take it and 3 to 4 times a day. Just spray it in your mouth and just hold it there 20 seconds and swallow it. They say take the challenge, take it for a month. Do it for a month and see how it affects your body.
My gosh, that would be miraculous. To
I was telling Bone, I just purchased the protein powder, which is like a replacement on when you work out, and it's chocolate. And sometimes when you get those protein powders, they taste terrible, but this one's great. I mix it with milk, mix it up, put it in the blender with some ice, and it's great. It's just like having
a chocolate milkshake.
A shake. Yeah.
Can you mix it with water?
You can mix it with water. It does have directions to mix it with water. I've always mixed mine with milk.
Yeah.
With a little bit of milk and a banana, and it tastes great.
Well, that's interesting. So Woody, thank you for that information. I want to go back now, because I want to hear a little bit about your military career. You flew helicopters?
Okay. I'm getting just a little bit of feedback. I don't know if it's you.
I think it's James.
Yeah, you can hit mute or I took you off speakerphone. Okay,
There we
right,
go.
yeah, there it is. Yeah, okay, what were you saying, Kathy?
So I wanted to hear real quickly, about your service. So just so you know, I'm the daughter of a command sergeant major and a first sergeant.
Okay.
In the Army. My dad was a guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. My mom was a WAC at the Pentagon. 38 years. My mom did 30 years, and then my youngest son is now just a little over a year into the National Guard. So I always just have a soft spot, and my heart just kind of swells up when I talk to military people. And again, I wanted to say thank you, but I just wanted to hear a little bit about it because you flew helicopters. So you were out of Fort Bragg?
Yeah, I was out of Bragg, but first of all, I'll say the military really introduced me to a lot of things, gave me opportunities that I probably would not have had. I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, big city, and when the big city, there's always a lot of things going on, and just happened that at 17 years old, I joined the military and left Pittsburgh and got out of the town. But I came in enlisted just as like you said, like your parents. I was enlisted. I came in as a private. Signed up for a crazy job. I used to be a tanker, and I did that for like 6 years out at Fort Knox, and then I ended up at Colorado Springs, Fort Carson. Went to Germany.
Wow.
Riding around on tanks, shooting tanks. I mean, it was fun. And when you're a young kid and you're out there and you're shooting big bullets and hitting targets and stuff and riding on it, it was fun. But as I got a little bit older, I was like, this is kind of crazy, and there's probably not a civilian job that I can get going there. So I started thinking of doing something else. When the military decided to make me a drill sergeant.
Oh, my goodness. Woo-wee.
They decided that I was going to be a drill sergeant, and I tried to get out of it, and it kind of said, nope, you're Department of Army selected, you're going. So ended up going to drill sergeant school, and I did that for 3 years, and that's probably one of the best things I've ever done was train, young civilians coming in the military and train them for 16 weeks and graduate them soldiers.
Wow.
I mean, awesome experience. Really, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I would have done it for longer, but you can only do it for 3 years. But opportunity presents itself. It's just up to you whether or not you take it.
Right.
And I was walking to lunch, Cal, as we call it in the military,
Right, yes.
And one of my young privates that had went through my training walked up to me, and he just says, hey, drill sergeant, what are you going to do when you come off the trail? And the drill sergeant, I said, I don't know, but I don't want to get back on these tanks. He says, why don't you try to become a warrant officer? Now, you understand, this guy went through my training, and he was I guess he got promoted specialist after training. And I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, this is one of my privates. And what is he trying to tell me? I didn't want to believe him. He said, be a warrant officer. And I said, to do what, maintenance? And he said, no, be a pilot. Ooh. So I'm looking at this guy, and he said, and I'm like, just for whatever reason, instead of just walking away and saying whatever, I said, okay, what do I have to do? And he told me, this young kid told me what to do. And I had been in the military 10 years by now. And he said, go over here and see this lady, and she'll help you. And he said, so I'm getting ready to go to OCS, and then I'm going to flight school. So I was thinking, well, if this kid can do it, and he just came to my training, I probably could do it. So I went. I just listened to him, and I went over there and talked to the lady. She set me up for the test. She gave me some study materials, told me what to go get, a book to get to study, and I went in and took the test. I got the highest for everybody that was there that day.
Oh,
she looked at me, she was a Spanish lady. She looked at me and she says, you're going to go to flight school. And I looked at her, and I'm like, oh, okay. So she told me some other stuff to do, and about 3 months later, I got the message that I got selected to go to flight school.
Amazing.
Which, I mean, just, we talk about opportunity. Some people are afraid to take the opportunity, and this kid just walked up to me and said, hey, drill sergeant, what are you going to do when you get down here? And I took that opportunity, and it led me from being, I was a staff sergeant at that time, from being a staff sergeant to about 9 months later, I was a warrant officer one down in Fort Rucker, Alabama, training to fly helicopters.
Oh my God.
It's, you know, that's what we talk about. You know, opportunities come. It's just whether or not you take it. And so then I ended up flying for about 10 years. I flew the Huey. I flew the regular OH-58 Delta, which is the OH-58, the same thing as the Bell Jet Ranger, which is the civilians flying now. You know, a lot of TV crews and stuff flying that. And then I flew the modern version of the OH-58, which was the OH-58 Delta, which was the armed little bird, and we flew around. And I've been to Hungary, I've been to Bosnia, Germany, Iraq. You know, I've been everywhere with the military, places I never would have went if I hadn't taken the opportunity at 17 to join.
Wow.
And listen to a young kid who was like 20 years old
Wow.
when I was almost 30.
And how many years did you put in total?
I did 20 and a half. I did 20 and a half, and I ended my career here at Fort Bragg. Enjoyed it. But it just got to the point where I was saying, hey, I need to go do something else.
So Fayetteville holds a special place for me because my uncle, he's passed away, but he lived in Fayetteville, and I'd go visit him. And then one of my best girlfriends was stationed there, and I went out to visit her, and yeah, like that's what I said. She took me to the Flamin' Mug. That's why I just always remember. So that was.
That's on Fort Bragg Road.
Yep.
Yep.
So that was an experience. It was my first military bar I had ever been into. So we had a good time. It was very fun. But so then, I mean, honestly, so your attention to detail. Just so you know, my son is a Cav Scout. He was out basic training at Fort Benning. And I'm like, isn't there just like a librarian kind of job? Because wait, what?
Hey, Kathy, let me intervene for one moment and make a suggestion.
Yes.
You know, what I would do is I would share this opportunity with your son.
Yes.
And that could be one of your legs, and not get some of these football players up there, the Vikings, or whoever.
Exactly.
I mean, whoever, you can prospect anybody, you know, and you know how to do it now. So
I do.
But I would start out with my son.
You know what? And you know what's crazy that you bring it up that way, because he is looking at starting a coffee shop ministry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. So think about that for a second.
He's gonna get tired of that traditional business. Well, I would just say that I've owned several businesses, and I own a daycare now, and been doing it now. The daycare, we started regular daycare in 2000, and I've had my after-school center now since 2005. And if you know business, you know, it's always something. There's always something that it's not the employees, it's taxes. It's not taxes, it's payroll. There's always something going on. And, you know, that's one of the reasons that I'm looking at network marketing and Valenta so hard now, because I have several friends that live this life of network marketing. And one of our friends, Don Carson, he used to own the rights to Bowflex in Canada.
Oh, wow.
The entire Canada. He owned the rights to Bowflex. And he had like 6 different locations. And like he said, one day they got into a boating accident. And he just thought about it. He says, wow, you know, I'm never home. And now we're out here. Him and his wife both were in the boat. And he said, you know, he wanted to spend more time with his family, with his kids, because they were younger than him. And he just decided to do something else. And this is what he does. He does Valentas. He's been doing it now for about the last 5 years, just before the company started. And the guy now has just total time freedom to be with his kids. I think now they're down in the Bahamas, and they were somewhere else about 2 weeks ago. But this is what he does, and he doesn't have the hassles anymore of owning a huge business.
That's the most precious thing that you can have is time. I mean,
That's right.
seriously. I mean, I look at everything now differently. It's like if it's going to take away, and I know I told James about this, but it's like faith, family, focus, and finance. If it takes away from any of that, I don't want to do it. But this is something that I think aligns with all of it, and it helps improve every single aspect of anything that you want to do. And I need to talk to you some more because I want to hear more about. I got to talk to you about drill instructor stuff because you know what? When I went for family weekend, I noticed that my son. I went, "Who broke your nose?" And drill instructor did,
What?
but he wouldn't tell me. But so I wouldn't talk about that. But then I also, it's almost our hour's almost up. But I also want to hear more about the daycare because my middle son works at a preschool. He's a preschool teacher, and I just would love to hear more because I know what with the coffee shop ministry with my youngest son who's in college. That's something that he's looking at. He also wants to. I mean, he's already done mission trips. He's only 19, but I think this would be something that could make a difference and also be a fundraising kind of opportunity.
Definitely.
For what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Woody, can you help Kathy get her username and
yeah.
her login?
It's part of the Lyme disease. I don't pay that close of attention to detail sometimes.
Okay, so but she signed up already, right?
Yeah.
I
I do. You know, when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I just forget that I did it sometimes.
Okay, yeah, I can find it.
Okay. Well, good. We'll do that. And then I'm going to put that out on our social media.
Numbers, it might be helpful too if you can. You can go up here. Okay. All right. Yeah, we can do that. I guess after the program, or
All right. Well, guys.
You get my message. You get my message about being coming to Fayetteville Thursday. Yeah. Yes, I did.
That's a good effort, Fayetteville. Well, guys, I'm going to have to cut it off now because our time is up. I'm so happy that you joined me tonight, and I want to talk to you guys offline, and we'll get all this out on all the social media as well, okay? Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Woody. Thank you, Kat.
Thank you both. Good night.
All right, night.